welcome back. This is the 18th section of the Tai Chi Yang Style 42 movement form that we've been working through. This is a medium length form that's cuts out a lot of the repetition from the traditional long form, so it takes a little less space, a little bit easier to learn. We're probably, I guess, about 3 sections from the end of it. It depends on what order we end up teaching it. But so last week we ended up doing the brush knee push steps after that kick, and then we went into the punch. And so this is all going to our right. Again, just because of the camera and to try to pick up some of the details, I'm actually going to be doing it slightly to the left. It's just the problems with doing it online. Tonight's class will be a little bit easier for those who have actually followed along on the majority of the form, because except for essentially getting into it, the rest of it is identical to the second part of the form that we already did. So from the beginning and stepping out. So this part here that's in the beginning is exactly what we're going to do tonight. So yeah, we'll do it the right direction afterwards. But so from where we left off last time, we had the punch, so the weight's on the front left leg. This hand's coming up, not on the elbow, but kind of slightly in front, and a few inches off the elbow, and then the punch is out at basically, hip height, or really it's kind of the length of your upper arm. But so you're going to push off the front leg, shift your weight to your back right leg, and as you do, you're going to draw the fist close to the side of the temple, and this hand will be out to the side. So right now the fist is the fingers down basically. So it starts with them out to the left, or however you want to do it, but out to the left. And then as you pull back, so the second you push this foot in, you'll feel this kind of torque through, and this hand's just going to turn all on its own. So a lot of these, you do have to remember initially to try to create the move, but a lot of it, if you have even, I don't know, probably even half of the basic principles, a lot of it's going to happen on its own. It's just a matter of being loose enough to allow it. So you'll push in, that hand's going to turn, draw down. Then you're going to take the front foot and turn it out about a quarter turn. Push off your back leg. This hand's going to kind of do like a half circle. This one's going to come down. So from here, push the foot, and then push off the back leg. These hands are going to pass through. They don't touch. All with the waist. The waist turns. And then sweep this hand over and square your hip back to get ready to step, which would be to the right. And then you would step up, light on the heel, flatten the foot, push off, and come up with a small ball in front of you. And then everything's the same as the second section. So shift the weight back, the hands turn away, draw down. The hands meet, push the weight back, push the weight open and back. Now, so we're going to start again at a slight angle. So just to kind of, let me see where you see the foot. Yeah, there you go. So draw back, turn this out, sweep through, around, step up, heel first, flatten, and then as you shift the weight, push through into this small ball. So your hands will be kind of like they're in front of your chest, out, just slightly round, not way out, so the arms aren't locked, still soft. Push the weight back, down, meet, back, on the right leg. So if we're going the right direction, this is going to look like like this. So a lot of this is just simply giving yourself the time to first let the movement come up from the feet and the legs, and just waiting just a little bit to feel something mobilize your upper part of the body. There's also, just like in many of the moves, so in particular this first part here, so when you push back, obviously when you push your leg, your waist is going to turn that way. So that's going to draw back. So now your hips are straight with this back leg for the most part. Then as you turn and you push off and come through, when you get to about here, you'll find that you can no longer make that move with your hip because it'll be locked. So the last part of that is actually a little bit of a play of potentially pushing this foot a little deeper into the ground, which will actually rotate your hip back, and then you're relaxing your arm. So in a way you're moving towards your arm, not your arm artificially being drawn in towards you, if that makes any sense. So I think from the front you can kind of see that. So here, so then you're turning your waist to the left, kind of locks about here, then push that foot back in and square and let this close in. That way you finish what looks like, whatever you call it, a half circle, but you're actually doing it with your lower body instead of arbitrarily bringing it around. So. And then here, same kind of deal. We already went through this in the second section, but it never hurts again because these are important parts of the form. As you push off your front leg, if you were to do it fast, your hands would fly away. So you're just letting that happen. Just leave them almost limp. And then basically they'll just move. So that's the first part, shifting the weight back. And then you draw down with the waist. And then to get going back the other direction, your weight's already here, but you're gonna push that foot into the ground, which will create a torque in your hip. So you push down, push, and it's actually gonna allow this hand to turn on its own. I mean, you're enabling it, but you'd be surprised how much of it just happens. And then they meet, and then you just continue that press forward. Same thing here. Push the front foot into the ground, your body goes away from it. So again, if you were to do it fast, it'd be, out. So your back would bow out, hands would go away, just like something, a jet hitting you in the middle of the chest. But so you push, the hands separate, and then you're just dropping the elbows, and then forward. So you'll see there's technically two major versions of the Yang style. There's a lot of differences, and I won't get into any of that really, in the politics and all that. But basically, one has a lot of a rounder kind of look with that, which that's fine. In this version and from my lineage, it's basically a lot more direct, a lot more linear and direct. So essentially just drop the elbow and then basically straight. And again, like if you were to just let your body do it, if you were to go fast, your hands are going to go out. So you don't have to make that, artificially happen and push back. That actually adds another point of tension, which is what they call part of an elaborate form, but a double weighting in Tai Chi, which is something that's to be avoided at all costs. So again, that very last section. So that's part 18, and then I guess we have like 2 more sections after that, and we'll be done with the form. In a few minutes, we'll do part 7, the final section of the 12 movement large frame form.